Late one autumn evening, Emma found herself alone in her living room, feeling an unshakable emptiness she couldn't quite understand. Her life was fine, on the surface. She had a steady job, good friends, and a loving family. But recently, a deep longing had begun stirring in her heart, a longing she didn't know how to express. One night, out of desperation, she whispered, "God, are you there?" As soon as the words left her mouth, she felt an overwhelming peace settle around her, a warmth that seemed to say, "I am here, child." And over the next few weeks, Emma would come to realize that God had been speaking to her all along. A stirring within her spirit, Emma began noticing subtle feelings and promptings, almost like nudges in her heart. Whenever she encountered people in need, whether it was a stranger on the street or a struggling coworker, her heart urged her to act. She felt compelled to share her warmth, her smile, her compassion. Though she hadn't always followed these urges, she now understood that these quiet stirrings were God guiding her to be a light to others. The power of Scripture. One evening, as she opened her Bible to a random page, her eyes fell on a verse from Jeremiah, "Call to me and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know." It was as if God himself were speaking directly to her, reminding her that she was not alone, that he was ready to reveal his wisdom if she simply asked. Every time she read her Bible, she felt like God was opening up a part of his heart to her, guiding her steps through the words on each page. Divine appointments. Out of nowhere, Emma began running into people from her past who spoke about God's love in ways she'd never heard before. A friend from college invited her to a church service. A coworker shared a devotional book she had been reading. Even a cashier at the grocery store smiled warmly and said, "God bless you." It was as if God was surrounding her with people who reminded her of his presence, gently inviting her closer to him. Dreams and visions. Emma's nights were suddenly filled with vivid dreams. In one, she was lost in a dark forest but saw a bright light ahead. As she followed it, she found herself in a beautiful field, filled with flowers and sunshine. When she awoke, she felt as though the dream was more than a coincidence, it was God's way of showing her that he would always guide her out of darkness, into a place of peace and hope. A quiet whisper in prayer. One cold morning, Emma knelt by her bed, her hands clasped tightly. "God, what should I do? Show me a sign." She waited, her mind completely still. In the silence, she felt an answer, not through words, but through a gentle reassurance that he was there. She could feel God's quiet whisper deep within her heart, reminding her that he was with her, guiding her, listening to her every prayer. From that moment, Emma's life changed. She began to see God's hand in the everyday, in the people she met, in the scriptures she read, and in the peace that filled her heart.